Good morning, everyone. My name is Alex, and welcome back to the Calmlands, where I'm trying to think of a plan here. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and unhook this from the New Holland. I want to use the New Holland today. I want to just kind of play around a little bit, and we're going to put the deer on the drill. And the reason for don't hook that. The reason for that is I want the big field here to be planted, and we're going to put down some canola. Our canola supply in our main money making endeavor is almost completely empty, so we need to go ahead and look at that. We need to get that in there, so need to just get a refill. Yes, there we go. So I did go out and buy a few things today. We have a few jobs to do. Not like a ton, but enough. We have enough jobs to do today, let's just say that. I did go ahead and install the work plan mod, and it doesn't work that good if you don't have predefined fields. So we're not going to be using that. And it is what it is. I'm not saying it's a bad mod by any means, but if it doesn't work for what we're trying to do, then we're not going to use it now, are we? I do believe that this is the model of worker for Uncle Andy, so hi guy. Now we've been very carefully spreading out the love on all of our fields so nothing kind of overlaps, and that's what we're going to try to keep doing. But I have the feeling something's going to overlap still yet. But if it happens at this point. But I don't think it's going to be too much of an ordeal. We're probably going to have to go get more solid fertilizer for that guy too. I think right here is going to be a good place for a road, because I keep wanting to naturally use this shortcut. That, or maybe where the power line was, I can make a... No, that's too close to the other one. This one seems more natural. Maybe this is where another road goes. So our goal for the day is to pull all the rocks out of this field and possibly that field over there if we can get it plowed, and get the lime working so we can put some lime down in this one. I don't know what we're going to put here just yet. Probably... I don't know, it's a fairly large field, so I'd like to do something worth like a good chunk of money. Actually, you know what? We'll do barley. Barley seems good. We'll put barley here, Alex. Put barley in this field. You big dumb. So, the reason for that is we can get a ton of straw, and I think that'll be pretty good for us, is, you know, baling up all that straw. We do have the new bale trailer, so it can go very, very fast, especially with the big baler. So yeah, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't do that here. It'd be a good rotation crop too. So the plan that we set forward in the last episode is still, well, going forward. I want a bigger drill, and sadly, one's not for sale right now, I don't believe. Now watch, there will be one. No. So I'm hoping that some of the items come up for sale, and when they do, that will be a big help, because it's like $300,000, I think, is what we'd figured for the drill and the cart, and we're going for that Hudson. Don't make me say Hotzenberger or Belzer, the Terminator one, the red and black one. That one, that's the one, or is it gray and black or something? Gray and red. It's a collar. You guys know which one I'm talking about, and we're going to use that. Probably behind this. I think it's got enough power, or we can put it behind the versatile. Either or. I am looking at, you know, options going forward for, you know, like a different four-wheel drive as well. I don't think we need one just yet. The next four-wheel drive that we get is probably going to be a Bud. I don't know which model or make or anything like that, but I'd like to have something with over 500 horsepower that we can just start knocking out some of these larger jobs. We're going to go ahead and get field 26, possibly 27 if we can get everything at one time. I'd like to knock out that top section of the farm. That'll give us a lot of area. That way we can get our cows in. That is the current plan. So it's going to be drill, then field, then cows at this time. And then we can start doing our silage runs and stuff like that. We have a ton of potatoes coming in. We need to get those guys taken care of today as well. There's just a lot going on. So that worker was going to go destroy my potato field. I was like, oh, I'll just, put a worker on and that'll be fine. But apparently not, because they like to be destructive for some reason on this series. So while I'm thinking about it, and I may end up making a separate video for this, but it needs to be said, and I'm going to be a little harsh. I'm going to be way more harsh if I make another video, trust me. If anybody texts my phone, my personal cell phone number, asking when the 5020 is coming to consoles again, I will delete the file. It's absurd. I got woken up the other day at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sick. If you can't tell, my voice is not all the way here. I have a massive headache, but I get I have a hard time explaining this. Like, why are you texting somebody in the waking hours of the morning asking about a mod coming to consoles to a guy you don't personally know? It's literally all my inbox is. I have no time frame on when it's going to be done. It's done when it's done. Do not cross personal boundaries. That's ridiculous. I don't know who you are. Don't do it. It's kind of scary, really. I'm used to being in the public eye. I'm the face of a company for 4 years. I was their guy. I was the guy doing all the upfront stuff. I was the... Oh, it just... That's how you found my number. I know it is. But don't. That crosses a serious line, and I will delete it. I swear to God I will. That's rude, for one. It's selfish. Go make your own mod. If you want it that bad, pay me $3,500. That's $1,000 per month that I worked on that thing. Just the modeling. Not to mention the other guys doing all their stuff. It's not even in my hands. Don't bug me about it. It'll be done when it's done. Don't go looking for them either. Don't go annoying the people working on it. If you do that, I will delete it. I will make sure that you don't have a fun time. Because I've had more messages about that stupid tractor, something I was just happy to share with you guys. Hey, this is what I'm doing. Hey, this is how this is done. Hey, I might bring this thing over. Hey, I'm looking at another fella to make sure the job's right. Hey, it's in his hands now. Hey, let me text you at 3 o'clock in the morning and ask you how it's doing. No, that's my entire inbox. Go look at back of the comments in videos right now. Look at the majority of the comments. Like, I get it. You can be excited for something, but stop it. If you're under the age of 10, don't. Just don't. That's weird. Don't be inboxing old people. I'm not getting this video demonetized, but do not do that. It's so odd and weird and slightly terrifying. It's just strange. Just it'll be done when it's done. Simple as that. So we didn't pull nearly the amount of stone out of here that you know, I thought that we would, but that's understandable. Again, we are going to get a different plow type and cultivator type for doing all this stuff. That'll help out a lot in our rock collection, which seems so weird. Normally people don't want more rocks. I think we're the only channel wanting rocks. It's just, we're in a weird place, aren't we? I was about to ask why he's going over the same part he's going on, but it's the manure texture is not loaded in. That's kind of weird. But he's doing pretty good. Aren't you, little fella? You doing okay over there? My little guy. Oh, our big guy, I guess. He's bigger than this, whatever. So next up we have to do some fun fertilization on the potatoes. And I figured that this is going to take a little bit of liquid fertilizer. I have this full tank and one more over there. I might have two, but I think the other ICB might be herbicides, so that probably won't work out. But we can get this at least started. The store's right there. If I need to buy some, I can just buy some. How is this stuff doing? It is doing very well. We need to move some of that stuff out of the way, actually. We have another 8,000 liters, or $8,000 worth of sugar, so that'll be pretty good. Oh yeah, this is going to be pretty rough on the old nitrogen. Oh man. It's going to go down quick. It's 115, probably through most of this field. Yeah, it's going to go down super duper fast. I'm going to say probably... Ooh. It's going to take 3 or 4 tanks probably to get this. This is a large field. Like, this is not a little guy by any means. I know, you know, it's hard to see, you know, scale-wise how big something is in this game, but this is a fairly decent, chunky field. That's hopefully going to make us... I want this to be the single biggest crop, money-wise, that we've ever had. And I think that it's completely possible for where we're at in the game right now, that this should pay for probably one field all on its own. Like, there's going to be... That's a lot. It's huge. I mean, it's just... It's a massive field. And it's some of the best soil, too. I think. Is it this one? Let me turn off this. Yeah, we've got loam in a good lot of it with just a little bit of sandy load. We got some silty clay in the middle that ain't going to produce too good, but this is going to be awesome. This field's going to be awesome. This one's just kind of like, it's good, but it's kind of weird too. It doesn't do that well. Not like what you'd think it would do, but maybe that's just something I'm messing up. But yeah, this one's going to be a high producing field. No doubt about it. It's going to be a ton of potatoes coming out. I'm so glad that we got the harvester for this, and I think we'll actually do it fairly quickly, because we do have the harvester and the, like, the, I want to call it an auger, but it's listed under augers, a belt trailer maybe. I don't know how you classify that thing. It's kind of weird, but it's going to help like a lot. So I want to say that we pull $500,000 out of this field. Maybe. Is that asking too much? We pulled 115,000, I think, out of the strip of sugar cane. I think if we do it right and do it a good job, that it's not off the table for 500 grand out of here, knowing what we know, you know, about pulling potatoes out, because we made a lot off of sugar beet too. So I want to say that this is going to be our biggest crop. Now we could take and make them in French fries or something, yeah, whatever. But I think as just selling a crop, this is gonna be the one for sure. So that did not take nearly as much as what I thought it was going to. It seemed like we got into a little bit better areas there where it didn't need as much. So hopefully that works. Now, the deer and the drill. One, the pickup thing glitched out, and it filled the back tank with fertilizer, and then overwrote the fertilizer with seeds, and then it wouldn't let me empty out the seeds, so I had to delete the like everything else that was in there. I was slightly mad, let's just say, as that was happening. That was just ridiculous. I didn't know what else to think. I'm like, what is going on here? Why are we being stupid right now? And sure enough, it just wanted to be dumb. Other things we need to do. I need to get down in here. I need to hop in the Versatile and take it up to the top of the field there. So let's go ahead and do that. So this should be the last field that we have to do any kind of like field work to. That's weird. That's kind of a weird feeling. I'm really hoping that this whole rotation thing ends up working out pretty well. I think that it will. And we'll be able to just start doing, well, like we did today. We did a little bit of stone picking. We did some planting. We did some fertilizing. We've drawn some plowing. Like, that's kind of what I've been wanting to get into, is like this constant rotation of jobs. And I don't need to stack up things again. I don't need to do that. That's not a good habit to get into. So I do need to quickly do this though, and we need to go and delete all these little guys here. What I do want to focus on next is getting the rest of our industry stuff kind of sorted out. We have enough workers now. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 workers available instead of the 6 that we had before. So I should be able to do a lot more than what I was doing before. And I think it's getting to that point now to where we can really start making some bigger investments in some stuff. Like the new drill is definitely going to be a pretty big investment for the farm. That's going to be huge for us. Even in smaller fields like this, just being able to do jobs like that very, very quickly is going to be nice. After the drill, then we'll go ahead and look at getting a planter as well. We've got horsepower now. I'm not running around in equipment from the 1960s and 70s, which is awesome. We've got a good chunk of land now, and if we ever wanted to, we can just bring some of these fields together. If we feel that we're going too big with too small fields, I think that for right now everything feels pretty good size for a series. Now, would you run a versatile and this big 40-foot bar in the real world for a field this big? No. But this is YouTube, and things have to be done in a timely manner. Or I'd be out here in the Volvo BM with a 2-row or a 2-bottom and just, enjoying life, I guess. But yeah, there are definitely changes coming before too long. It's going to be some pretty drastic stuff too. Once we get into the new drill and we're able to just do a lot more, I think we're going to start seeing the farm really grow very quickly. The combine can keep up with everything that we've asked it to do. It's fine for right now. Could it be bigger? Yes. Does it need to be? No. We'll probably end up just getting another one and double them up at some point, because it doesn't make sense to just go out and buy one that holds just a little bit more. I do want to go ahead and change down that header size though to a little bit shorter header. Either probably a 40-foot would probably be a-okay with me. The main reason is not being able to unload on the move is a big issue with that, and we need to get an auger wagon for it too. So those are things that are coming up fairly quickly. Is going to be doing those after we get the drill. The big push right now above everything else is getting into a drill, because it's taking all day to plant one field, and that doesn't work out too well for YouTube land, and we've got the horsepower to pull one, so I don't see why we wouldn't go ahead and get that. After the potatoes come out, I'm hoping that the potatoes pay for at least 2 fields. I think that they will, and I want to go ahead and get the top of the farm knocked out. I mentioned earlier 26 and 27. I think that that's the best option right now. That kind of opens up all that land there, and will let us have the ability to put in a dairy or a cow shed for dairy cows. And the more I think about it, the more basically, okay, how do I explain this? When you build a dairy, you normally build one up on top of a hill, and because manure runs downhill. And if we're going to do a dairy, then we're going to go big, and I want to get one with a lot of cows. We've got enough grassland right now between big grass field, triangle grass field, and old oat field that I should be able to support a hefty amount of cows. And I think that's kind of the direction that I'm going to lean, is getting a cow barn with a dummy amount of cows. And I'm thinking right there below that tree line is going to be a good place for it. Now, is it the best place? I don't know. I really haven't scouted it out yet, or seen, I don't even have a cow barn that I know I want to use yet. So finding a good location is going to be hard, and then we'll have to really integrate it into the land, because not only do we have to have the room for the cow shed, we need a room for a clamp and a screw press, the slurry stores, and all of the fun infrastructure that comes with that. So it's not just going to be go out and buy a cow barn. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. So I want to have all of the modern infrastructure set up. It'll be our most modern and largest husbandry area, and I think probably right there looks like a pretty good spot. Anywhere on this whole hillside should do pretty well. I was wanting to do it down in the valley next to the farm, but it doesn't really work out that well down there. You know, it could reach a lot of fields, you know, with the slurry stuff, but I think it maybe, I don't know, I'll just have to look at it. If it looks really good down there, then you probably go down there, because, you know, visuals are always good. But as far as how I would do it in real life, I would definitely put it up on a hill, because whenever you're, you know, manure is not something normally a lot of people give a lot of thought to, but anytime you can go up, let's say it's 50 feet vertical, you guys have no idea how big of a deal that is when you're pumping manure and how fast you can get it out. It's absolutely massive. It's free horsepower. It's free fuel. It really does run downhill, and it runs downhill pretty quick when it's done right. So most of the dairies that we worked on were at the top of a hill. And then the slurry stores were normally built even higher than that. So either a slurry store or ponds and stuff like that, you know, you would transfer everything uphill. But yeah, we want to go ahead and get into the screw separator. I do have that mod installed, so that'll be nice. And we'll look at getting into dragline and all of those fun things. And it'll really help out up this way, because we do have our largest fields in this area. So we can run, you know, we're just right across the road here, and go into fields 30, 31, and probably even, you know, over into that away. It's not that far. That 1,300 feet off of one pump will get us it's 1,300 meters. Will get us a long way. I mean, that's, I wanted to say 200 was 660, so times 6, that's, it's like 3/4 of a mile hose length that we can run on that. And that'll be, that's a fairly large amount on a standard size map in Farming Sim. So it should be pretty interesting. We'll have to get the air compressor and all that other stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of things that go with that. You know, it's not just going to be a wham bam, thank you ma'am. But I think that the potato field will pay for both of those fields, and then we'll take the rest of this crop stuff and buy into our new drill. I think that's the plan. So I might go ahead and, honestly, I might go ahead and do canola over in this field too. The one that already has the line put down. Probably do that off screen, but I think that's the best bet. I'll get both of those fields planted with canola. That we have a pretty big crop for our production facility. Please don't. Just don't. Just don't. Come on. There we go. But I think that's probably the better bet would be to extend out the canola. That way we can get even more into there. We'll pack it so it can't take no more, and which is what we did with the sugar cane. We put it all in there as most of it could hold. Speaking of which, this thing is full, so we need to get it here cleaned out. That way they got some more room to spawn. There we go, all the room in the world. How is... That's doing pretty well too. Okay, yeah, we've got like a lot of things going on right now. It's kind of weird. How much production capacity do we have? We have 140,000 sugar beet left, so we have like... It's going to bring us another 70 grand probably. So that's a-okay. This guy has got 42,000 liters of canola, 12,000 liters of sunflowers. Yeah, this is going to turn into a pretty good money operation, I think. These are the last two production buildings that we're allowed to build here. So that is a-okay with me. We won't be getting into any of the heavy productions until we move down into the city. So, like, no, we're not going to make cake or anything like that. This is ready to go. As soon as it grows, we'll get it done. So that's wheat. I'm hoping that this will probably be done tomorrow. I mean, it's pretty close. So it should be pretty close. But that, everybody, is about all the time I have for today. Plus, my voice really, really hurts. What we're going to do in the next one is I'm probably going to have to spend a little bit of money and get a step deck. Or not a step deck, a lowboy. For the machines that are stored off-site. Because they only go like 12. And it takes a while to move them. So we'll probably be looking at like that 16-wheel low loader. And using that to getting the vehicles up here and ready. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. I know I went a little bit ranty there in the middle, but it needed to be said. Yeah, we've got a lot of things going on. Looks like we're going to have to get some water into these guys. They're running a little bit low. But yeah, other than that, we got a lot done today. Like I said, I'm going to do this field and that one up there with canola, and that'll finish out my job for the day. But everything else is coming together. I'm hoping that sugarcane is ready to go tomorrow. That way we can go ahead and get it knocked out as well, and then make a nice little chunk of change. And yeah, we'll figure it out from there, I reckon. So you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.